Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of A Dog's Soul. I'm Anita, I'm your host and a professional dog trainer, and you might again hear a purring in the background. That's my cat. And today we're gonna talk about how and if you should play ball with your dog. So stay tuned and have fun. Alright, so throwing something, very often it's a ball, is very common with dog people. So I think this is kind of a controversial topic because there is one kind of dog owners who just cannot live without a ball. And then there's the other side where everybody says, no, throwing stuff is dangerous for your dog, it's bad for the joints, it's bad for the excitement level, it's bad for everything. And I think I'm kind of a little bit more in the second group, but I do throw a ball for my dog. And I think there are two situations where you can use throwing games in a very nice way. And the first thing is an island walk, where you have a special island for just throwing something. Let's just say it's a ball. And this is something where your dog can get very high excitement levels very quickly. And in this case, I want him to. Because an island walk, especially for fearful dogs, is an opportunity to just take a few moments to relax again and do something that makes the dog happy again. And if the dog's very excited because of a ball and likes to chase stuff and things like that, then this is a nice opportunity to just bring a little joy. And for the dog, an island walk is something where he has again and again an opportunity to feel relaxed and happy when he's otherwise a little tense or a little overwhelmed, or you just want to do stuff with your dog and he's otherwise very engaged in the environment and in sniffing stuff and things like that. And that's why an island walk is really great. And if you want to play ball with your dog, you can do that on a special island. It will be something where your dog can let loose, where he can follow the hunting chain a little more intensely than usual, and where you can have fun together. And the second thing is I like throwing things, either a toy or a treat, for tense situations where I want to get more distance in. So, for example, when we encounter another dog and my dog gets a little tense and he's looking at the other dog and I want to reward that, then I mark it and I throw a treat in the other direction so we get a little more distance in as well. And also, if the dog is stalking some game, so he has started his hunting chain on his own, and the orientation reaction is the one opportunity, the one big opportunity we have to mark and reward with something that's close to his original need. And throwing something is very close because he can hunt that instead of whatever animal he would like to hunt. Of course, that only works with enough distance, and I would always keep a leash on while training that. But those are the cases where our dogs have a specific need or don't feel that great at the moment. And with throwing something, we can increase the dog's happiness for a short time again, very easily. But we have to follow some rules when we want to do some throwing games. And rule number one would be to warm up properly before throwing stuff. So that can be walking calmly for 20 minutes or doing stuff with tree trunks and things like that, the city with bolas and stuff like that, so a little mobility things. Or you can do some tricks where your dog doesn't have to jump or roll or something like that, so a turn or walking slalom between your legs or walking backwards or something like that. So just a few exercises where your dog gets to move his joints and warm up and get more flexible and things like that. So his body is ready for action and he doesn't get hurt when he chases stuff. And the next thing is, of course, your dog should like chasing stuff. If he is afraid because you throw stuff, that doesn't work, of course. But I would not throw more than 2 times. So there is no back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just 1 or 2 times I throw the toy and the dog gets to do whatever he wants with it. He doesn't have to bring it back. And yes, I have also a fetch cue, but that's with one specific toy. And most of the times it's not thrown, it's hidden. So he has to search for it and then bring it back. But when I throw stuff, it's always the same ball and it's always the same spot. And he can do whatever he wants with it. So he runs around with it, he throws it himself, he shakes it and he chews on it. When he's done, either he brings it back or he just leaves it somewhere. Of course, I have to keep an eye on him so that I know where he left his ball. But as soon as he's done with it, I don't stop suddenly and put the ball away and be done with it. But I tell him that I put the ball away for the first thing. And then I continue throwing, not the ball, but treats. And I decrease the distance I throw it so that he can lower his excitement level in a very careful way. And he can get calm again. And he doesn't have to deal with his high excitement level on his own. Because that's when the problems really begin. When we leave our dogs on a very high excitement level and we don't have them calm down again. Because when they bring this excitement level home, and this also happens when we take too long of a walk, then we have a dog at home who runs around like crazy, who brings toys, who just wants to do anything, but that's not because he's so very happy, but it's because he doesn't feel good. He's left alone on a very high excitement level and he cannot deal with that himself. So that's why I use a very long cooldown for a very short period of throwing stuff. And that's always with treats because he has to sniff a little, he has to take his head down, he has to get into some kind of relaxation again. He has to calm down to find the treats on the ground. And you could also throw a handful of treats on the ground and he has to pick up every single one of them and you can show them to him. Whatever fits your dog's needs and whatever's comfortable for you, of course. But you have to help your dog get his excitement level down again. And as soon as he's calm again, you can go on walk. And if you see your dog a little jumpy still, and maybe jumping up and down next to you or just staring at you, then you know you're not done cooling down. So then I would again start with a little treats here and there and not throw them very far, but just let them fall down on the ground and the dog can pick them up. And while he's picking up the first one, I can already put down the next one and then send him searching. And I do that a few times, and the searching just keeps him in a very calm state, or it gets him in a very calm state, depending on what we did before. So that's also a very nice way to just get the brain working again and get the dog out of the hunting chain and back into a calm walking kind of state. And yeah, I think if you do it very carefully and if you know what you're doing, it's definitely something that can be used in a variety of situations, but it's definitely not something for beginners. It's a little tricky and you need to know exactly how your dog feels in a specific situation. You need to be able to see excitement levels in your dog, and if you do, then it's a great possibility to just give your dog a little bit of his natural hunting self back a little bit of his predator self, and without harming something. Of course, every search game is also something that satisfies a need for hunting, because a dog hunts using his nose. So, to wrap it up, I would say throwing a ball is not something to keep your dog busy. It's not a brain game. It's just either a reward or it's something you can do to get your dog's excitement level up, satisfy a need to chase something, and then very carefully get the excitement level down again. Alright, so I would love for you to get to the comments and tell me what you think about throwing a ball and what's your experience with it. And of course, if you have any questions or if you want anything discussed on the show, you can write me an email, a WhatsApp, or whatever's comfortable for you. And we'll see each other next week. Have fun with your dog. Bye.